These are the bottles that disappointed us the most in 2024.
Hi, I'm Jonathan.
Hi, I'm Taryn, and welcome to Whiskey Break.
As the year's coming to a close, we've been looking back at all of the bottles that released this year and that we picked up in the past year, and there's quite a few that we were just disappointed in. So we're just going to go over all those bottles, hopefully save you guys a little bit of heartbreak, and just kind of tell you why they missed the mark for us.
Yeah, let's hop right into the list.
The first disappointing whiskey on our list is High West Campfire.
Yeah, I think with this bottle, I was kind of disappointed almost just with the namesake. I think Campfire to me kind of distinctly says, you know, smoky, toasted, barrel char, and I was kind of expecting all of those notes. I know I usually, when I think of Campfire, think of like s'mores, maybe toasted marshmallow, a little bit of sweetness mixed with those smoky notes, but with this bottle, I just wasn't getting a whole lot. I was really hoping for something that was just more flavorful and kind of, you know, leaning in maybe a double oak type of way. I know it's not a double oak product, but with a name like Campfire, I feel like that's fair expectations.
Yeah, I totally agree with everything Taryn said, and I think the biggest disappointment for me is that I really respect High West when it comes to blending. You know, say what you will about Midwinter Night's Dram's price and things like that, but the whiskey itself comes out feeling really blended together well, and the rye and the finish is always married, and it makes sense in the end. And this bottle, it truly just feels like they poured some peated scotch, some rye, and some bourbon, and that was it. I taste them all three very distinctly.
Yeah.
They don't feel like they're put together for any particular reason. It didn't really become one, and it just left a lot to be desired. So it just barely gets drank around here, and we probably could have done without buying it. The next bottle on our list is Elmer T.
Yeah, I had pretty high expectations for this bottle, honestly, because we did see that Dan from the Bourbon Junkies, he's very proudly, he loves this as a 90 proof sipper. So I was really interested in, you know, trying this bottle, but unfortunately, yeah, it just kind of let us down. It wasn't one of our top 90 proof sippers, that's for sure. And yeah, maybe we just got a bad single barrel, but honestly, this is not something that I'd reach for. We actually sent it to some friends to do in a blind, and pretty much all of them put it as their last bottle out of 5. And that's kind of crazy, kind of disappointing.
Yeah, I mean, you guys know us, you know, we won't go crazy hype on Buffalo Trace, but we do like the profile, and that makes it kind of hard to parse in the community. You know, there's so much hate for paying over retail on those bottles, and we get it, but I will say the people that said this is a $40 bottle and you shouldn't spend a penny over, I kind of agree with.
Yeah.
It's just, even the Buffalo Trace profile, I mean, we would both pick Eagle Rare over this 10 out of 10 times.
Yes.
It's just simply not worth it. And, you know, yeah, part of it is we kind of hyped it up in our heads. I mean, it eluded us for years. We never saw a bottle in the wild, and then we got it for $100, and it's just totally missed the mark. It is not interesting at all.
If you're liking the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. Let's get right back into the video. The next bottle we have is Stellum Bourbon Black Label.
If you don't know what Stellum is, it is a brand underneath Barrel, and it's kind of made to be like their mainline, like readily available big batches, whereas the Barrel products are, you know, a little bit more experimental, cast strength, everything like that. And since I believe they actually have discontinued the Stellum line in general, just focusing on Barrel. But this particular bottle is their Black Label, which is supposed to be kind of a step up. It's supposed to be $100. We caught it at Total Wine on sale for like $60. So we gave it a chance. But in tasting it, it just comes through a lot with that Tennessee whiskey, that Dickel. We saw it on the back of the label. We were hoping that they blended it well and that it would taste good. But it's just, going back to it, there's just no reason to reach for it. There's no like redeeming qualities. There's nothing competing with it. It's just really mineral and just not great.
Yeah, I had high expectations just because I do like Barrel products. Obviously, one of my favorite products of all time is Barrel Seagrass. But yeah, this bottle just doesn't hit. It's not great. I think we have a Stellum Rye actually, and we do like that one. But it's probably a good thing that they discontinued this line because, yeah, it's just not our favorite.
Our next bottle is Knob Creek 18 year.
Yeah, our biggest gripe with this bottle isn't even necessarily taste. It's that this bottle was $200 and it's just not worth the price. We went into getting this bottle hoping to learn whether or not we liked age statements, and honestly, this isn't a really good showing of an age statement. It's not very oaky, not very drying. We were really hoping for more, and since then have tried bottles that, have a lot more things going on. And yeah, this bottle just isn't for us.
Yeah, I completely agree with Taryn right there. It's just, it doesn't have a lot going on.
No.
It's not incredibly oaky. I think we would prefer Knob Creek 12, and that's not even necessarily right up our profile.
Exactly.
And I think it just really taught us to, with some of these limited products, you really should try before you buy.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is a batch 2. We heard rave reviews of batch 1. Maybe we would love that bottle. We'll never know. And I know batch 3 is rolling out. So if this is on your list, if you're a Knob Creek fan, I would just say try to get a sample,
Definitely.
try to have it pour at a bar. That's what we wish we did, because just we could have spent that money so much better, and it's a disappointment for us.
Yeah, we know now.
Our next bottle is Old Forester Single Barrel Strength Bourbon.
Yes, for us, this bottle isn't necessarily on the list because we absolutely hate the bottle and don't think anybody should go out and buy it, but it's more so that it gets forgotten. We reach for kind of a lot of other things before this bottle, and there's not really a time or place where I would even think to drink this bottle.
Yeah, we kind of agree with the general sentiment that these bottles are just a little bit too harsh, a little bit too unrefined, and if I'm in the mood for something like that, I'm probably reaching for something else in the Brown-Forman profile, like a Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Proof, and those bottles are a good $15 cheaper. So again, yeah, it's probably not the one that we necessarily like super regret or like hate, but it just doesn't get drank around here, and we could have bought better bottles for that $80. I have heard a lot of good things about the Black Label 100 proof single barrels, so if ever one of those drops in our area, we might give it a shot. Again, just hoping it's a little bit more refined, but for now, we're a bit disappointed in this one.
The next bottle is Bardstown West Virginia Rye Collab.
Yeah, this is one where we've heard a lot of great things about Bardstown, but we never really picked up a bottle, and then we were at our local liquor store, and this was on sale for $70 instead of the initial MSRP of $150.
Yes.
So we jumped on it immediately. We were extra excited because this is actually a rye finished in toasted barrels, which right up our alley. There's not a lot of it on the market, but when we went home and tasted it, and we tasted it a couple other times to make sure that's what it actually tasted like, it fell really short for our palates.
Yes. Initially, the first note that both of us got actually was NyQuil cough syrup. So definitely not something that we want in our whiskey. I am not somebody who likes medicinal tasting whiskey, and I don't even like cough syrup, so I don't necessarily want that in my bottle. And yeah, like Jonathan said, it just is so disappointing because we wanted to like something from Bardstown, but I think for us in the future with anything Bardstown, I think we're going to try before we buy.
Definitely.
The next bottles are Peerless Rye and Bourbon.
Yeah, these are two that we, again, caught on clearance and decided to pull the trigger, and we were disappointed in even at those prices. At the MSRP that they're sold at of around $80, they're just not worth it at all. There's nothing really special about them. They taste young, they are young. It's just not great. If you're looking for something unique or craft at that price point, there's so many better options. And as you can see, the rye actually got demoted to a mixer bottle. Made great cocktails, but we're not usually buying a mixer bottle at $80.
Yes, absolutely. We actually were so disappointed in these that we actually almost didn't take a chance on one of my favorite products of the year, which is the Peerless Double Oak. So we love that bottle. That one's delicious. But yeah, I think these really aren't a great showing of, their higher end products. And yeah, I think it's just really disappointing to see these bottles at such a high price.
Our next bottle is Ben Holladay Bottled and Bond Bourbon.
Yeah, for this one, it might be a little controversial because we have heard pretty much everybody on WhiskeyTube talk about how much they love this product. I think for me, it just falls short for what I want in a craft whiskey. I think I generally prefer things that are a little bit maybe unique, you know, just something that is different than a bourbon that I've tried in the past. And this one was, although a very good bourbon, just not unique in my opinion. It was just disappointing in that way, and I think I could do better.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where it wasn't bad, but yeah, it's not going to crack our like best under $60 lists or anything like that. It just tasted very straight down the middle bourbon,
exactly.
what you'd expect and what you can get in a lot of other cheaper bottles. So it's one of those where I don't think we'll completely write off Ben Holladay if a cast strength single barrel drops in our area and we heard great things. You know, we might pick it up, give it a shot, but for now, we're good on this bottle. We'll pass.
And last on our list is Sagamore's unique finishes.
Don't worry, you're still on the Whiskey Break channel. You know, you may never expect Sagamore to get on a list like this. And yeah, don't worry, we still love them. They are one of our favorite distilleries, but these bottles are just kind of misses. I think Sagamore is one of those unique distilleries where we think they've actually gotten better as they've gone on and started to use some of their own distillate and just learned more as a brand and how to finish and everything like that. And we do love whenever we're out and about and we see a crazy old release or like something unique like this Palo Cortado finish. We like to pick it up because, you know, we don't consider ourselves collectors, but when it comes to the distillery that we love, we do like buying bottles that we never really got a chance to. So that's what we did here. We may continue to do that, but these two bottles in particular were just misses.
Yeah, absolutely. This Palo Cortado finish was just kind of all over the place. It was a little disjointed, very harsh, very stringent wine notes, not our favorite. Just a little, yeah, like I said, all over the place. A roller coaster of flavors in a bad way. And then this Brewer Select. I bought that on the first bourbon hunting video that we did, and I was so excited to try it, but it just, whew, that one's a little rough. It, weirdly enough, actually smells like a wet dog. And I don't know how that happened. Very, very, very strange. But yeah, these just weren't our favorite bottles, unfortunately.
Yeah, we still will recommend Sagamore. All their mainstream releases are great. Their new releases, like their Bottled and Bond and Small Batch, are fantastic. They are getting better. But these two particular bottles and just some of their older bottles in general, you're not missing much.
And that concludes our most disappointing whiskeys of 2024. We aren't necessarily writing off all of these distilleries as a whole. We will most likely try things from them in the future, but yeah, these bottles just didn't really hit. And hopefully when you buy these bottles or potentially think about these bottles, you proceed with caution and maybe we save you a little bit of heartache and pain in the long run.
Yes, definitely. Thank you for watching. New videos come out every Monday. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you guys next week.